Carl is surprised when he hears someone knocking on the door. When he opens it, he's shocked to find Russell, who's terrified. Russell tells him he had been hiding under the house the whole time, trying to catch the bird that had been eating the flowers. Russell rushes into the house and gets excited when he finds out that Carl is heading to Paradise Falls. He starts playing with the house's steering lever. While Carl is still stunned by Russell's presence, Carl tries to release some balloons to lower the house and let Russell out, but suddenly a violent storm strikes. The wind pulls the house away, and Carl loses control. Rain begins to pour, and everything in the house starts to fall out of place. Carl scrambles to save what he can and manages to catch Ellie's picture just before it breaks. Later, Carl regains consciousness and learns from Russell that he passed out during the storm, and Russell tied everything down inside the house with ropes. When Carl looks out the window, he's shocked by the view. Russell tells him they've arrived in South America, using his GPS to prove it. But moments later, he accidentally throws the GPS out the window. Carl quickly releases more balloons to bring the house down from above the clouds. As they descend, the house crashes, and Carl and Russell fall out. The house floats past them, so Carl grabs the garden hose and runs to catch it before it gets too far. Russell grabs the hose too, and together they manage to pull the house back at the last second. Suddenly, the fog clears, and Paradise Falls appears right in front of them. Carl is overwhelmed with joy. He asks Russell to climb the hose and pull the house toward them, but Russell can't do it. Carl becomes frustrated because they are on the wrong side of the cliff and still can't reach the falls. Russell then suggests they pull the house like a parade balloon. Carl likes the idea, and the two begin dragging the house using the hose. On the way, Carl tells Russell they have only 3 days before the helium in the balloons runs out, so they must hurry. Elsewhere, a strange bird is running from a pack of dogs. The bird manages to escape several traps. Before the dogs can reach him, they hear a loud whistle. It's Carl's hearing aid, and he's calling Russell to hurry up, but Russell is tired and needs to use the bathroom. Carl hands him the backpack and lets him go. While walking, Russell sees footprints and assumes they belong to the flower-eating bird. Suddenly, the bird appears and starts eating Russell's chocolate. The bird loves the taste, so Russell keeps feeding him and brings him to Carl. Carl is startled by the bird's massive size. The bird becomes attached to Russell and plays with him. Every time Carl tries to make him leave, the bird mimics and mocks him. Carl eventually gives up and continues walking, but the bird follows them anyway. Suddenly, a strange voice welcomes them from among the rocks. They discover it's a talking dog. Everyone is shocked. The dog introduces himself as Doug, explaining that his master created a special collar that lets him talk like humans. He tells them he was sent on a mission to find the rare bird. Right then, the bird appears, and Doug manages to pin him to the ground. Doug is thrilled and asks Carl to take the bird with them. Carl agrees for now, but Doug and the bird continue to follow. Meanwhile, the other dogs realize someone else is trying to catch the bird. Their leader, Alpha, tells them they must capture the bird before anyone else does, or they'll be cast out by their master. They mock Doug for being a failure and leaving him behind to not slow them down. Alpha contacts Doug, asking him to return, but they're shocked to see the bird with Doug, so they track his location and rush toward him. Back with Carl, Doug begs the bird to come with him. In the process, the bird crashes into Carl's house, making Carl furious. He demands they leave, but the bird and Doug refuse to move. Carl gets an idea. He throws a ball from his cane to distract Doug and tosses a piece of chocolate to send the bird running. He uses the opportunity to grab Russell and escape before they catch up. After a long walk, Carl and Russell grow tired and stop to rest. But soon they discover that Doug and the bird have caught up to them again. That night, it starts to rain, and they all sleep under the house to stay dry. Russell talks to Carl and reveals that he doesn't see his father much. He's always traveling or too busy. But he promised to show up for Russell's badge ceremony for assisting the elderly. Russell also tells Carl that Doug wants to capture the bird to imprison him. He then asks Carl to promise he'll protect the bird, and Carl agrees.